Oh no, I killed him. Hi, everybody. I'm sorry. Pisces, hi, everybody. I kind of just killed my wand right when Ah, I might have fixed it. It's refixable. Yay! I'm sorry. Right as it went live, I was like, oh no. All right, I'm sorry. Hi, everybody. This is the Pisces reading for the month of March. I'm going to set this over here so that I can be ready for the rest of this. I apologize for that. This is what I've normally called the homework family readings, and it is late. I do apologize. The energies have been off the chart between, the Schumann resonance and geomagnetic storms. You've got the equinox coming in. We've had solar flares. It's just been nutty. I haven't been able to keep up. So I'm doing it more like of a mid-month, but I am going to give you a little bit of what's been going on as I address the second half of the month and we start moving forward. Now into the following month. Now, I had been calling it the homework family readings, but Spirit has told me to change them to home light security. So it's kind of like checking in with the spiritual energy, the energy with the astrology, and making sure that you're on point. And are you getting it right? Is there some things that you might be missing? You know, are you connecting with yourself in the proper way? Possibly. Do you need to tweak it or not? That's why it's called home light security. So it's checking in with your higher self in a form by understanding what's going on outwardly with the universe and everything else. Now, Pisces, you guys are on a mission of your own. You guys are on a mission of your own, and you have no idea how much it's about to truly begin. You're in. Let me just pull up for a second, and then I'll get into whatever else Spirit is telling me. You guys have been in your sun sign, so wherever the sun is the house that you're actually in. Okay. However, on the 20th, on the equinox, the sun is going to leave your first house and it's going to move into your second house. But make no mistake, the energies that are going on in your 12th, first, and second, especially, are off the chain. And the way that that's going to be moving for the next couple months are whoa, the amount of power that's about to come in if you accept the mission, more or less, is really what I'm getting here. It's 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 really learning how to, you're not even going through an ego death. It's going to change your entire personality and your entire life if you're really working this. The thing is, I love you, Pisces. I do. You guys are dreamy and beautiful people, but you also want to believe in the things that deep down are never going to change, but you want to believe it. And while that's the sweetest thing, that's also how you get manipulated. And this energy is about to go, we're not going to allow that shit to continue, more or less. I mean, you're about to not even get hit hard in a bad way, but you're about to find a whole new level of liberation within this year if you're working this out. Now, Spirit is saying that it's definitely got some solar plexus energy, but really what they're giving me is more of the the duality chakra, which is the solar plexus, but it's from the back side. So you may be having some issues with your lower back, um, pain in the lower back or something, but this could also deal with somewhat of sacral chakra because those chakras, there's a front chakra, a back chakra, a front chakra, a back chakra on every single one. All right. Even though mainstream never speaks about that. And they're very closely intertwined. Okay. So this is saying you're really learning how to not just creatively believe in yourself, but how to have courage to be unlike yourself. And I don't mean that there's anything wrong with you. I'm saying, like I said, you all are the sweetest loving things. And because I have quite a few Pisces friends, and you guys are the sweetest loving things and everything. But sometimes you've got to put your foot down and be like, no. And the world's going to start going, you know, it's my world and you're going to live in my world is what's going to have to start happening here. And you're going to start feeling this liberation come over the next couple months. And they're really telling you to focus on that solar plexus, which is I am, and allow the blockages in that I am energy to let go. But that means you're going to have to work out some of your platform, your foundation within how you believe, how you treat yourself, how you confidence. You guys have confidence, but not always in the right place. Not always in the right place, and not always when you need it, because it's that dreamy nature of hoping that, Pisces, you guys are the ones who will bring home the stray dog. I mean, the stray dog may be the person who robs you blind. So what I'm saying is this is coming into a new level of confidence, putting your foot down, being more secure, starting to come into your power, and actually learning what it means to harness it, not just harness the magical, mystical idea of things, but to bring it into reality. Okay? Now, some of you are also dealing without go with it, sexual frustration. And for some of you, yes, that's going to be sexual frustration within your relationships. But for some of you, that goes right back to that sacral chakra, and it's talking about how you feel about yourself. I say this all the time. The sacral chakra, it's not just confidence and courage, but in a form, it's the inner belly dancer. You could be the biggest, chubbiest sumo wrestler kind of person, and if you feel good about you and you can get out, then you know what, good for you, because you have confidence, you feel secure within who you are within the body that is yours. This is part of what this is. Sexual frustration is not always about sex. It's about identifying with yourself and feeling good about who you see in the mirror, feeling good about who you are. You know, it's loving yourself enough to move into that solar plexus energy and come into I am. Like I said, this year has a lot of, you hear from time to time, people say, well, it's so and so's world and we just live in it. Well, it's about time that Pisces has some, it's my Pisces world, and you all are going to live in my world. And for once, I'm the damn ruler. And this is where you're going to start coming into power. But it starts with believing in yourself, being secure with who and what you are within these relationships, and being able to stand up and on your own 2 feet and be the authority. Really, that's what I'm getting here. Hold on. Let me see what cards are coming out. I have a couple decks that are kind of shouting, so we'll see if they stop shouting or if we're just where we're going to go. We're going to start off with this deck. What does Pisces need to hear before I get into astrology? They said be willing to learn and try new things, because that will help create and shift your manifestation. Follow through with your talents as you do so. Let me see. Let me see. Come on. I will shift decks on you in a second. I will shift them. Tap into your personal resources. Okay, first off, you have a cauldron there, which is magic is at foot. And it's not just at foot, it's on fire, loves. Okay? You guys are born with magic in you. It's Neptune. That's who rules you. This is literally taking all of your energies and bringing them into reality instead of living in your Pisces world. Okay? This is bringing your inner fire forward and magically combining it and bringing it out through love is the next card. But this is also lavender, which lavender for me is healing. But this is also having the courage, having the courage to drink the tea. I seriously got like Alice in Wonderland here right now. Is having the courage to drink the tea. You know, having the courage to trust yourself, to take the chance, to go out and do the new things. Hold on, there's something else here. Yarrow is considered one of, like the best nature's healers. And this is a pocket of protection. But what I get from this is, what is it? Like a knight in shining armor? That's what I get from these hands. Even though it's like a crystal ball, remember, you guys are Pisces. This is all about taking, I feel very Alice in Wonderland-y. I really, really do. They just said, take the damn leap. What I'm getting is this is coming into your own knight in shining armor, your own power. You are the magic ball. You are the protective energy. If you could just believe in it, and then you're gonna see everything around you start to shift. Let me see. Would you get back in your little box? All right. I'll hit you with a couple things real fast. Don't be afraid of the obstacles. Plain and simple. Don't be afraid of the obstacles. There's unsuspected obstacles that are going to show up. There's frustrations and conflicts that are going to show up. Feelings of hopelessness will show up. The struggle and disencouragement is going to show up. Like I said, this is a major shifting that you're going to be going through. But this also, the obstacle is saying if you take the risk, there is no limit. You are the magic ball. You are the magic. It's all about believing in it. If you believe in the obstacle more than you believe in yourself, then the obstacle will win. That's really what this is coming down to. And now they're giving me more of a nicer way of putting it. Because, sorry, but I call this one of my foo-foo decks. Hold on, some of them are the wrong way. What is the last thing that Pisces needs to hear before I go on to the astrology? Loving yourself matters, plain and simple. It makes a difference. It changes the manifestation. I know you're here. I will drop you in a second. I will shuffle one more time. Thank you. And what did I say earlier? Leap of faith. You have to take the chance. You have to be willing to take the leap, to go for it. And then you're going to see a whole new level of liberation come forward. All right. Now, Pisces. I'm going to just start out with your 12th house because it's going to go full circle all the way around. The 12th house is your grief, sorrow, shame, blame, your insecurities. It's where we like to hide everything under the carpet and pretend that it doesn't exist. It's also our own self undoing, it's the self sacrifice, it's our self deception. It's where we lie to ourselves. It's our skeletons in the closet. But I say this a million times. You can put you can sweep all of the crap you don't want to know about yourself under the rug, but it's still right there in plain sight. It's just under the rug. It didn't go anywhere. Okay? Now your 12th house is Aquarius, which Aquarius is kind of like great balls of fire kind of energy. You don't know what's coming at you. Sorry. You don't know what's coming at you. We have Mars and Venus here. And Venus is tapping into and the grief, sorrow, shame, blame, insecurities, and where you point the finger at everybody else instead of necessarily want to, admit the issues that really need to be admitted. This is saying, where is it that you're devaluing yourself? Where is it that you're not getting the proper nourishment in order to truly, give yourself what you need for that leap of faith? Where is it that you don't have courage to trust in it and believe in it? Where is it that you're stuck in your own way and that continuing to do the same thing is more comfortable than actually getting what you really want? All right. So that's the masculine and the feminine, kind of asking you this question from an Aquarius energy of going, you already know, but that couldn't apply to me because Aquarius energy is a lot of times like that. You already know, you already understand the better things that need to be done, but that really couldn't apply to me. That only applies to the other world, to everybody else. No, it applies to you. And like I said, 12th house, grief, sorrow, shame, blame, hidden under the carpet, what you don't want to see. But what most importantly is here is you have Saturn here. Saturn is telling you the rules, the walls, and the boundaries that need to shift in order to make this leap of faith take place. And you also have Vista here. And Vista is the keys to acknowledging what has to happen in order to change. Now, they're all but Saturn, going to be slowly moving out and going into Pisces, which is your first house. Okay, now you're not necessarily in your 12th house, but trust me, you're feeling it. All right, you've been in your first house up until the 20th when the equinox takes place, because that's where the most illumination is. Even though you may not be seeing it from your core energy, that 12th house has been feeling it, but you've been being viewed, identified, looked at. Your first house is your core energy. It is the identification, the character. It is your self-awareness. It is your image, how you see yourself as well as how the world sees you. So you've definitely been being viewed and identified lately. Plus you have Jupiter here for the rest of the year, and Jupiter is going to be coming closer to Neptune throughout the year. All right. And Jupiter is abundance, meaning you're getting an overload of magic. But are you going to overload it in the right way or the wrong way? The sun has been here all month helping you. You've had Mercury here, and Mercury is not happy at the moment in this energy. It's like flying through, like wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. This is what you need to know. This is what you need to know. This is what you need to know next. And Mercury is your inner communication, but it also speaks outwardly. And your character, your view, your point of view, your speaking, because it's Mercury has been right on point, spitting it out, not. But it's going to also leave that second house. And I mean, leave this first house, and it's about to enter into your second house, which is when it might start to become a little word vomiting. Okay, because after the 27th, and as you approach next month, Mercury is going to be in your second house, which is self-worth, self-value, self-respect. And if you're not feeling that self-worth, self-value, self-respect, Mercury is going to get word vomiting. Plus, Chiron is in that sign, which is the wounded healer, which means the communication, there's parts of your communication you think, but you don't say. And it'll be much easier to fluently word vomit that out. Now, I'm not saying word vomit is necessarily a bad thing. Some people need to hear the shit. But I'm saying you still have to deal with it after you said it. So being aware of that and how you're communicating with yourself and outwardly, abruptly, especially after the 27th and as you enter next month, is going to be a whole nother subject. Okay, because it's getting into self-worth, self-value, self-esteem. And are you being triggered? Because that's the key. Is it triggering, uncomfortable spots? That's what it'll be about. But with Jupiter, like I said, in your first house, and Neptune, even without Mercury, for the rest of the year, they're coming together to help you create your inner personality, your inner character, your inner image, and bring it out into the world to see you as a whole new, liberated, vibrant being. But with your self worth, self value, and self esteem, target some touchy spots as you approach the end of the month and next month. Just giving you the warning. As you move into your third house, Uranus is here. Uranus is not the most comfortable here. It's going to be here for 5 more years, but what's not going to be here for 5 more years is the North Node. It is here just throughout the rest of this year. And it's everything you need to learn in order to move forward. This is going into that communication house. How you actually do communicate the self-worth, the self-value, the self-esteem. Whether you're actually communicating that you have the self-worth, self-value, self-esteem, liberation, dignity, or not. Because the North Node is going to be pushing you to see if you will stand in that power or if, in fact, you'll allow others to dictate what you should be doing, how you should be communicating, how you should be acting. And that's not the truth here. It's not about what the outside world thinks. It's about understanding how to come into your own liberation and say yes or no, because that's what you desire. Like I said, you're about to come into a whole another couple months of it's Pisces world and you all just live in it. I'm really serious. If you're coming into your power, that's exactly where this is going to be going. As you go into your fourth house, this is where Ceres is at the time. Ceres is asking you to touch base on your insecurity, your emotional roots. It's the roots of who and what you are, your inner child. But it's more than that, it's your home. The home here, because you can't get away from the vessel, but it's also the home in which you live in. And when you go home, it's your most inner hidden parts from the rest of the world. And are you really touching base on what you're insecure about within yourself? Because Ceres is all about teaching you how to nurture yourself in order to make this leap of faith happen by showing you where you're neglecting what's important. For the up close and personal, deep down, how I feel about myself, how I need to be treated, how I need to be, loved, because it's the home. It's not just that, it's the higher self being able to communicate. It's what it's the real you that's underneath everything that you don't let the rest of the world see. So where is that real you going, okay, I got a problem with this because not only am I insecure, but this is neglected and this is I use this a lot when I speak about Cirrus. Think of like child support when you go to court and you're dealing with child neglect, not support, but that would work too. Child neglect. I mean, child support is you need the money to help take care of the child. Child neglect is several different things. Maybe, they don't have a roof over their head. Maybe they're not getting food. Maybe they're not properly being nourished. Okay? So, what are the things that nurture you into the true who you are? And what are the things that are being neglected? Because that is the key point here into really delving deep is what they just said, delving deep into exploring this Pisces world that you can have and not just living up here, but truly bring it into reality. Now, when we get out of that, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Your ninth house, because it's pretty much we're getting at the end of it. Your ninth house is your spiritual self. Now, you have the South Node here up until it's the end of the year, might be in January, but it's in Scorpio. And Scorpio is all about birth, death, rebirth. It's also on a universal scale all about the rules, the walls, and boundaries that set the relationships to being healthy or unhealthy. But for you, it's the ninth house. So this isn't just relationships in the physical world, it's also the relationships you have with yourself and your spirituality, as well as your ethics, your morals, your beliefs, and and on psychic levels of not just what you believe, but what is real and what is not. So this also taps into your imagination, your psychic abilities, your dreams. Ethics, morals, urges, your higher self. That's really what we're going for, is your higher self here. And there's parts of you, because with the South Node here, the South Node is everything that you're really good at on a spiritual level, what you believe in, and all of this. But it's saying that's not right. It doesn't work anymore. It worked a couple years ago, but you're not that person anymore. So this is saying from a spiritual, soulful level, ethically, morally, soulfully, you're not who you was before. And that this whole shift is trying to come out and show you who you need to be. But the South Node goes, but I'm really comfortable with who I've always been. I don't really know how to be anybody else. So, I could just ignore it and continue to be the same person I've always been. But then where are you really going to be going? Are you really moving forward in life? Are you really tapping into that leap of faith? Are you really, if you keep with the stagnant and what your comfort zone, you'll never know what you miss on one level, but you'll also never get what you wanted. So it's the biggest part of what you're going to be learning is to step into the true parts of yourself that you've been kind of afraid to address and rebirth, because that might mean that the outer world's going to start seeing you in a different way. And that's something you have to come to terms with. And lastly, your 10th house, because we started your 11th house, because we started with your 12th house. Your 11th house still has Pluto in it. Everybody was there last month. Now it's not as much. The outer world's authority isn't the big deal now. The major shift of what's going on in the authority and the honor and the reputation and the prestige, the social foundation is all part of that outer authority. It's all part of the job, work, responsibility of society and everything. And it's still shifting and changing. But what's going on is, who are the peers you keep? Are the peers you're keeping the people, the committees, the teams, the community that you are keeping in the outer world? Is it supporting who you truly are becoming? Or is that just something you're ready to stick with or lie to yourself about? Because only you know. Only you know if it supports who you truly are becoming and where you want this Pisces world to go. Will it support it or will it not? Only you know. And that's really what this all comes down to. I love you guys. See you next month. Or check in for the weekly. Bye.